Good morning. Bradley Smith, Committee for Open Debate on the Holocaust. We're going to talk about eyewitness survivor testimony. In the Anti-Defamation League Hillel Compact, in the manual they've published to shut down the campus project and shut down any exchange of free ideas about the Holocaust story on campus, they mention that I have written somewhere that survivor testimony is ludicrously unreliable. Well, some of it is. A couple weeks ago I talked about Simon Wiesenthal, the serial liar. He's one of the 2 or 3 top Holocaust survivor eyewitnesses. Let's just say a few words about our friend Elie Wiesel. Elie Wiesel just gave a talk at Boston University in which he told students that Holocaust deniers, he pays no attention to them, and that he lives in another world. Well, as a matter of fact, he does live in another world. For example, in 1983, Elie told the Jewish Telegraphic Agency that he had been liberated from Dachau. In 1986, he told the New York Times he'd been liberated from Buchenwald. In 1986, he told the New York Post he'd been liberated from Auschwitz. And he told the New York Times in 1987 he had been liberated from Auschwitz. One of those statements is probably true. In his book, All Rivers Run to the Sea, he comments, because he's a natural scholar, that he had read the Critique of Pure Reason by Immanuel Kant in Yiddish. Professor Norman Finkelstein informs us that the Critique of Pure Reason was not translated into Yiddish in 1995. Elie Wiesel so far is beginning to look like he is a ludicrously unreliable eyewitness. One of the marvelous stories that Wiesel tells is that he was on Broadway in New York City, crossing the street. Apparently he was thinking about Kant's Critique of Pure Reason, when he was struck by a taxi cab, at which point he flew an entire city block. An entire city block. Autofly. Elie Wiesel, Autofly. Down below, he may be saying hello to Simon Wiesenthal, and Simon's waving to him. Anyway, an entire city block? I don't think so. But one of the most interesting and ludicrously unreliable statements by Elie Wiesel is that he forwards the story about Babi Yar, where some Jews were, in fact, executed, were murdered, And he tells us that for months afterwards, geysers of blood spurted from the ground. That is, when Jews are buried, a Jew is killed, he's buried in the ground. Down there, he makes a compact with his friends that for ensuing months they're going to spurt geysers of their own blood up into the air. You're walking past Babi Yar, and what's this? It's going on for months. So there we have an eyewitness. We have a Holocaust eyewitness telling us this stuff, and believe me, this is just the surface of it. He's ludicrously unreliable. The trick here is that the professors at Boston University would never say a word about any of this. Elie Wiesel is a hero at Boston University. He's a liar. Can I say that? Can I say that on YouTube? I don't want to say that. Let's say that he's mentally disturbed. And this is why he will forward a story about dead Jews spurting geysers of blood from their graves for months on end. Well, anyway, no use going on about this. We'll just say goodbye to Elie Wiesel. as we fly along above Broadway in New York City. Thanks for coming along.